Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I am Star. Today, I am here with a dream. Okay, I actually had this dream last night, and I'm coming to y'all because I really want to know the meaning to this dream. It was very intense. It was a very long dream, and it actually was in a very strange place. Okay, so let's get into it. In this dream, I felt as though I was at a school, but it almost looked like a mall or like a city or I don't know how like a perfect city, like someone created this perfect city and everything was structured in an exact place, type thing. And I had the knowing that I was getting ready for my son's birthday party, and I was really excited. I had planned this big party, and I really wanted to go all out for my baby. um as I am walking, I believe I had went to go get the cake, and then I was walking to go and get dressed. I had already sent out invitations. It was the day of the party, and as I was walking, I saw two men that were possessed by demons. Um, and once I saw them, I looked at them and I could see in their faces that they were possessed. And I turned to them and, I cast the demons out. The demons fled away, and the men, one of them actually was starting to climb into a tree, and the other one was kind of trying to attack me, and it was chasing after me. But it's like every time it got close to me, it couldn't touch me, it couldn't attack me. Um, and after I cast those demons out, they both went back to normal and they started to behave in their normal light. Okay. However, after that happens, a lot of people are noticing that I did that. A lot of people saw that I did that, and I carried on going to get my son's cake. Then I went to go and get dressed. As I went to go and get dressed, a group of women surrounded me, and these women, like, they were bullying me. They were really putting forth effort to attack me. Once again, they could not defeat me. I defeated them. We were throwing hands in my dream. We were literally fighting blow for blow, and it was one person against five different women. And eventually, after I defeated them, I got dressed, I grabbed the cake, and I carried on to my son's birthday party. As I'm walking through the city, I'm getting ready to leave. Okay. um and as I'm getting ready to leave, there is a different group of women that they didn't do what the other women did, because it's almost like they knew that those women, it didn't work. Okay. The demons didn't work, and then that first group of women didn't work. So now here are this other group of women um chasing me down, and I was getting ready to go over like a bridge. There was this bridge that crossed over. I went up an escalator, and there was a bridge, and then another escalator to go down. As I was getting ready to walk across this bridge, there was another woman with me. This group of women had this man. He was security, was in a security outfit. He came over on the bridge, coming the opposite direction of me and the other woman. And as we were both on this bridge together, he grabbed both of us and tried to throw us off of the bridge. However, we overcame him, and he ended up falling off the bridge, and we safely walked across the bridge, went down the stairs. And as I'm going down the escalator, I see that group of women. They get upset. They are, how do you say it, smirking at me and looking at me side eye, and like they like, dang, she got that, we still didn't get her. And I got off the escalator. As I'm walking away, there is another woman who I recall from my past. And she smiles at me and she waves at me and she calls out my name, and she's like, wow, um I remember you. And she was just kind of saying, I miss you. Why don't we talk anymore? Why don't we hang out anymore? What happened? And I was like, we just stopped talking. It's not that there was any bad blood between us. And she was like, girl, take my information down. And, I turned around, I got her number, and then I went my way and she went her way. So that's the dream, y'all. That dream was intense. Okay. That was intense. The scripture comes from Ezekiel 29:8. Therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says: I will bring a sword against you and kill both man and beast. Egypt will become a desolate wasteland. They will know that I am the Lord. Because you said, the Nile is mine, I made it. Therefore, I am against you and all your streams. I will make the land of Egypt a ruin and a desolate waste from Magal to Aswan. As far as the border of Cush, the foot of neither man nor beast will pass through it. No one will live there for 40 years. I'll make the land of Egypt desolate among devastated wastelands, and her cities will lie desolate 40 years among ruined cities. And I will disperse the Egyptians among the nations and scatter them through the countries. So I feel like in this dream, y'all, okay, for someone, you have an anointing up on you that is so strong, that the enemy will send people to attack you, but they won't succeed. And I think the biggest thing about this message is that you may feel as though you're not going to succeed because you see how many people are coming against you. At first it was me fighting two men, and in reality I wasn't physically fighting them. I did not have to touch them, they didn't touch me, but it was just kind of scary, and not to say that I'm scary, not to say that I can't fight, not to say that I don't know how to defend myself, but being a woman, a man is stronger than you. So it is kind of scary to be in a position where two men are trying to attack you. And that was scary, but I was able to get out of that situation by, in return, helping them. I didn't hurt them. They weren't like, they were not harmed in any way through that interaction. I just helped them. And after I helped them, they said thank you and they went on about their business and their lives. In the second part, where there were 5 different women coming at me, attacking me, like, once again, this is scary. This is not scary because we don't know how to defend ourselves. This is not scary because we can't fight. This is scary because I don't know about y'all, but where I'm from, it is looked as like, it's kind of weak to jump somebody, because why do you need to jump them? If you can fight, then you could go one-on-one with them. And that's not to say that I'm still trying to fight. Okay, y'all know you girls I try to hold my composure and do. But yeah, like, there certain things are looked as like, okay, yeah, you won, but what kind of chance did the other person have if you had to jump them? Like, that's just being real. And I just feel like in that situation, y'all don't judge me, but when I was young, I used to watch Bad Girls Club, like, way back. The season that I'm thinking about is like from 2009, 2010, something like that. But and ironically, the girl that was on that season was from Houston. But anyways, the girl that I'm talking about, but she's fighting these 2 girls, and it's funny because, like, she flipped it. She was like, they tried to joke me, but in reality she beat both of them up. And I'm just saying that, like, to say, like, um sometimes in situations like that, even though she kind of instigated the fight a little bit, they were picking on her, they were bullying her, but in reality she said, y'all not gonna bully me, and she fought them. And I just feel like God is saying, for somebody, you are just accepting it instead of fighting back, because in reality you are strong enough to defend yourself. You are strong enough to stand up for yourself. You are strong enough to speak for yourself, and to keep going. Towards the end, another group is coming against me, and they hired somebody to attack me. And in that sense, that is something that is scary. Not only did they ask someone to attack me, they asked someone with authority to come after me. They asked somebody with authority to attack me. This was a security guard, but I also saw him as kind of like being a police officer or somebody with the right to detain or make somebody out to be a criminal. And everybody would look to them for what they think happened and what they think the outcome should be. And I just feel like God is saying that no matter what is coming against you, know that God is with you. No matter what comes your way, what kind of attacks, what kind of groups try to harm you, what kind of groups try to cause you it's almost like they wanted me out of that area. Like they wanted to push me away. They wanted me away from this city because I was walking around and saving people. And I was doing this all while simultaneously living my life. And I feel like that's another message, just because God sends you somewhere and it seems as though it's a sinful place, or it seems as though there's a lot going on, there's a lot of bad things going on, it doesn't mean that God is saying that you have to completely stop your life from happening altogether. And it's not to say that we are not carrying our burden. It's not to say that we are not we will not give up any and everything to follow Christ. It's to say that Christ loves us so much, God loves us so much, that he feels as though you don't have to give up your everything in order to fulfill what I want you to fulfill. Because sometimes, like, I know me personally, and it's no fault to my husband. It's after getting married, I haven't been making as many videos as I usually would. And it's a mixture between me getting accustomed to being married, me getting accustomed to a new space, me getting just me being shy as well. And it's just, in reality, I just feel like God is saying you're not in a position to where you have to choose one or the other. They are both for you. Okay, you're not going to have to cancel your baby's birthday party because it's too much drama going on and there's too many things that you need to handle. Just how in the dream I was getting ready for my son's birthday party while slaying demons at the same time. And I just feel like God is saying they both are going hand in hand. And in reality, you are not physically fighting anybody. You don't have to physically argue with them. You're not going back and forth, like none of that. In reality, God has already won this. God said that everything belongs to him. God is saying that he has already decided what he will do with that place, what he will do with even the people that are attacking you, or even the entities that are attacking you, because sometimes it's not even people, it's just a spirit that is coming after you. And they are coming after you because of what you are doing in this world. They are coming after you because of the good that you're doing. God is saying that he is not going to allow them to just and not do anything to them at all. God is seeking judgment upon them. The wrath of God is upon them. And in reality, you don't have to really stress about it so much. For y'all that don't know, I actually studied a little bit on casting out demons and exorcisms. And when you do an exorcism, to perform an exorcism, you first have to allow the person that you're doing the exorcism on, let you know that they truly want that demon away from them. Because if they don't, and they just decide to turn back to whatever it is they were doing in the first place to allow the demon to come inside of them, then that means the demon's gonna bring more. And I feel like in that dream, my whole focus wasn't just casting out demons out of everybody. The first two people, they had it in their hearts that they wanted to be free from that, and they wanted to be walking with God. As soon as the demon had fled from them, they went about their business and they went in a calm manner. They were very thankful. But as far as the other groups of people that were attacking me, God did not instruct me to cast out demons from them, because they were coming They were not in a place to receive it at that time. And I just feel like for someone, God is saying that it's not meant for you to, like, you can't do everything. Okay, you are not God. You are not God. You are not God. You are not God. You cannot do you cannot possibly work all by yourself and expect that you are going to be able to save the world all by yourself. And that's no offense to anybody. It's not to say that you can't do the things that you can. It's not to say that you don't have the power of God within you. It doesn't mean that you can't do certain things. It simply means that there are some things that you have to leave to God, and you have to allow God to work in that person's heart before you can even intercede and cast out whatever is going on within them. And the last thing I'm going to say is you have everything within you to defeat what you're coming up against, because God has given you that strength. God has given you that power. Um, Regardless to what it is, and I do feel like God is also saying, for somebody, you have been experiencing some kind of form of bullying from some women. Maybe you are literally in school and there's a group of girls that are bullying you. Maybe you are working somewhere. I don't know what's going on, but you have a group that is coming against you and they are bullying you, and you are feeling kind of alone, and you're feeling like you cannot defeat them alone. And to be honest, to me, my opinion, the best way to defeat a bully is to give them a dose of their own medicine. And, it's not to do it in a way of being mean and being nasty and deliberately trying to, but, like, let them know that what they're doing is not right. Or you could just sit them down and explain to them, yo, what you're doing is wrong, okay? Um, but if you don't want to be friends with them, just like giving them a dose of their own medicine. If you feel like they are not nice to you, they are not kind to you, they are not treating you with respect, they don't treat you as if they care about you, they don't treat you as if um, they are a good person, they're not being good to you, then that means that you don't have to deal with them. Like, you don't have to, it's not a situation where you are being forced to befriend someone that doesn't like you. And the first group of women that came against me were actually women I had invited to my son's birthday party. And I recall one of them saying, oh, she's not going to make it, she can't make it to that birthday party, we don't want her to make it to the birthday party. This is something that is so very mean, so very nasty. If it's one thing to say that you don't like me, okay, and that you feel as though you don't want to go to the birthday party. That's fine, okay? You don't have to go. But to take it a step further, to try to lock me somewhere so that I can't make it to my son's birthday party, so that the birthday party can be canceled, that is a whole different level of nasty. And in that moment, I chose that, no, you're not going to do this to me. You're not going to do this to my son. And, if you don't want to be friends with me, that's fine. After that, I wasn't talking to them no more. We weren't friends no more. I don't care what you got going on. Don't call me. Don't text me. Leave me alone. But, I just feel like you have to understand that you don't got to be friends with everybody, and that's okay. Sometimes we are in situations like for work or for school where we are forced to actually deal with people that are mean, that are nasty, that are bullies. And I, to be honest, will tell them how they are. Like, I will call somebody out in a second. When I was in cosmetology school, is a group of girls stole my little car. Even though in reality I didn't care about the car, okay? But I know what they thought. They thought that I wasn't gonna go to school no more. I went to school the very next day, okay, dressed. And I also, let them know, somebody stole my car last night. And I was like, it's such a what I didn't understand was my car wasn't even a nice car, y'all. Like, I would be honest. I had, it was a 2001 Impala, but it was like, Y'all don't understand how many problems that car had. The brakes was messing up, the tires was messing up, the engine light was on, this was wrong. When I would drive it, I'm so short that the seat didn't go all the way up where my feet could fully like reach the pedals. And when they stole my car, I was upset off of the fact that they stole my car. And then I actually realized that that opened the door for me to go ahead and get a whole new car. And just allow, report that car was stolen and allow the credit bureau to do what they gonna do and go ahead and get myself a new car. And I eventually did get a better car. That's when I got my caddy. Okay, so in reality, almost immediately after that car was stolen, um my family members were saying, okay, well, we gonna help you get another car. And I'm just saying that to say that you don't have to, like, you don't have to interact with somebody you don't want to. And I even made that point, when I went back to school and I was talking to the whole class as a group about what happened. I was like, in reality, I haven't been going to school here long. I've been going to school here. I think I was going to school there for 3 months. Just got there, didn't really know anybody, hadn't really talked to anybody. I came to school, I did my work, and then I went home. Like, it was, I literally spent so little time there, actually, because sometimes I would leave early, sometimes I didn't come at all. And it was just kind of like, how in the world, like, I don't know who dislikes me so much that they would do something like that. But in reality, I feel like that's something that they need to work with themselves. That's something that you got to work with yourself. And then in reality, to go out your way, you fake with me when I come to school. You act like you like me, you act like we cool, you act like everything good. Ain't nobody said nothing to me, ain't nobody tried to run up on me, ain't nobody, like, nobody has done anything up until that point. So when it happened, I was just kind of like, wait, where did this come from? And who is so, so petty and so fake and so childish that they would do something like that? And I remember when I was actually saying that they, well, no, I don't think anybody stole your car. Why would we steal your car? Dot 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 dot. Why would we do this? Why would we do that? But the officials at the school kept trying to say, well, I don't think it was a student because you haven't been here long enough and this didn't happen, that didn't happen. But we see cases every day where young women are with their friends and something happens. And something happens because that group of friends decided that day that they did not like that person. They decided that they really felt some kind of way about that person. And I've experienced this in my own life with certain people where they would go and hang out alone without me and talk about me behind my back. I remember I was out with two girls and we were in the restroom. I don't know if they thought that I had drank so much that I couldn't hear their conversation, or that they thought they were talking low. I don't know if they thought I left the restroom. I don't know what they were thinking in their head, but I was literally sitting there listening to them talking about setting me up while I was in the restroom. Okay, I literally sat there and listened to them have a conversation about trying to set me up. Okay, and you best believe that was the last time that I went out with them. And in reality, it happens all the time where people are they pretend that they like you, they pretend that they care about you, but deep inside in their hearts they don't. And I just feel like God is saying that he is with you. And it's not a situation, I feel like this is going to either come to light to you now, or it has already came to light to you. And God is saying, like, he is with you. Once you realize that somebody is not for you, don't carry on going along with the narrative and pretending as if, like, no, it's not okay. It's not good to do that, because something awful could happen. Not only something awful could happen, but you could put yourself in a position to where you are literally surrounding yourself with your enemies. And it's not good to be completely surrounded by people that don't care about you. Okay, that's just like that situation when my car was stolen. It's no telling what other things could have been planned, because this same group of girls, a few years later, I saw them at a club one night and they tried to have me kidnapped. And it just, that night reminded me of the first night, and it made me feel like, okay, so what were they really planning? Were they thinking that I had no other way to get anywhere, or that I didn't have anybody to pick me up, or that I didn't have, like, it's almost like they were expecting something else to happen so they could do something else to me. And the second time clarified that. It kind of it I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue tied, but it allowed me to realize what the true intentions were, but it didn't manifest the way they thought it would. And that's just like how in this dream there were certain intentions, there were certain things that they thought were going to happen, but it didn't manifest that way, because God spoke to me, or God was using me, God was within me, and he didn't allow those things to happen. Just like that night when my car was stolen, God was with me, and he did not allow certain things to happen. He would not allow certain things to happen, regardless to what was planned, what was conspired against me. Um, yeah, yep. So, to somebody, okay, to just go over it again, because this video that got long. I was not expecting to talk about this for 30 minutes, but God is saying that you have everything within you to accomplish and to conquer. You do not have a reason to be scared. You do not have a reason to be nervous. If you see or notice or realize that somebody is not really for you the way they say they for you, you do not have to stay around that person. You do not have to force a friendship or a relationship or anything. You are your own person, and you have all rights to live your life however you want to. And lastly, you do not have to stop your life and stop being yourself, um, just because God has called you to a position, or God has called you to do something. We can accomplish all things through Christ who strengthens us. So that includes, you know, my thing where I at first was like, no, I think I'm just going to be a prophet for God, and I'm not going to get married, and I'm not going to have any more kids, to now God giving me a husband and saying, nah, girl, you're going to go ahead and be a wife, you're going to have a wedding, you're going to have kids, you're going to do all that. And on top of all of that, you are still going to be a mouthpiece for me, a vessel for me to use. And that is simply because I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I can also run a business on the side. I can also go out into the community and help any way that I can. I can do all kinds of things. And I'm not exactly in a certain box to where that's the only thing that I do, and that's the only way I live my life, and that's the only, like, no, God is saying, no, scratch that. You can do everything. You have it within you to accomplish everything God wants you to accomplish. Okay? That's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.